Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you caught a video I put out the other day. Got a copyright strike on it. I don't know, Google, YouTube. They just hear music and right away they stick a copyright strike on it. I'm using sorry, canned music from Share Factory, PlayStation Share Factory. You know, they give you some option there to add some music to your video. Got a copyright strike. Freaking Google and YouTube, man. I fucking hate them. I wish there was another way of, you know, they'd have a direct link to a different platform other than YouTube to upload videos. But anyhow, this is not about that. It's about, you know, trying to get a win in this thing, and finally Wargaming puts me on a decent enough team to get a win. But I've been watching some Klaus videos lately, and Klaus Kellerman on the PC side, and I guess Klaus isn't really even playing anymore. He's just commenting on videos that I don't know if guys send them to him or if they're on the replays site there, and he comments on them, puts them on his channel. But he was talking about you know, the difference between what you see in the on YouTube from there. Your favorite fucking, you know, WC contributor, and you know the gameplay they're having with, you know, crew skills maxed out, and they're fucking running rations, and you know, I'd also argue that they're since their gameplay that I watch is completely different. The teams they get put on are completely different than mine. Their fucking RNG is completely different than mine. That they're getting a whole lot of benefits there from Wargaming, right? Churn out free advertising videos. So he said there was something I thought was quite funny. He says, if you want to improve things for yourself, he says there's two simple things you do. And one is he twitches his right pointer finger up and down, and he says, do this. Move your pointer finger up and down. So that's on the mouse, and he's saying, you know, fire the fucking gun. He didn't say fuck. He says fire the gun. Right? I'm always on the team that I don't know if they're trying to save fuel because they don't want to move, and they're trying to save ammo. Well, they're trying to save it for the end because that's what they get rewarded for, in my experience. They get rewarded for sitting at the back like a bitch and playing the end game thing. So they're letting somebody go do the dirty work to either win the game for them or fail to win the game, depending on what the enemy team, how competent they are. Depending on the enemy team who's not afraid to burn gas and not afraid to burn up ammunition, burn through ammunition. And so he says, number one, fire the gun. And number two, and he's using his other finger now, is the FU finger on the left hand. And he said instead of reaching for the W key to go forward, he says reach a little higher and press the 2 key. Well, it's the premium ammo, right? If you do those two things, he says Wargaming knows. I'm sorry, I'm the only one who finds this funny. Wargaming knows then that you're serious about wanting to win the game. And he says amazing things will happen. Shots that you would have never hit before. Would have been impossible to hit with premium ammunition. With non-premium ammunition, suddenly find a mark from impossible angles. And so, and then then he goes on to talk about another another thing in a different video. I thought it was funny. He says, if you're freaking sick of this game, and instead of uninstalling it, he says, I got a hint for you to be able to keep playing and improve your win rate. And he says, the best thing is, you don't even have to try, you just sit at the back. First of all, you get yourself a British artillery piece, SPG, or a Russian SPG, and you sit at the back. And because you know where everybody congregates in the choke points, it says you sit back there, you put the fastest firing gun on there that you can get, and you just continue to shoot those areas. He says, and your win rate will magically start increasing. And he says you'll have fun. The frustration and the heat level will go down, and the fun factor will go up. Except that doesn't work for me, because as I had a video the other day on XM 551, that tier 10 American light tank, and I'm the only one on one side of the map, and the entire other team, I'm just showing you here, just struggling to get a fucking win in that thing. And then upcoming here is kind of a gimme game for the Wargaming gives. Okay, you've lost enough, we'll put you on this one right now. So I finally get a gimme game come up and get a win here. But I'm all by myself over there. I'm maneuvering. I'm, trying to do my light tank duties, and the guys on the other side of the map. If you're checking this video, this is common for me. They're all clustered together like a bunch of frickin' pussies holding each other's hands, in the fucking corner. And if you fired an artillery shot over there, it would be impossible not to hit some. Impossible. That's how closely tight these guys are packed together, holding on to each other, hiding for, kumbaya. Let's hide together over here on one side of the map and pray the enemy doesn't see us and destroy us, which they did, of course. Because the artillery guy on the enemy team says, I'm taking beer out. I know those guys on the other side of the map, I can't even miss them. It would be impossible. There's just big clump of heavy and you name it, TDs over there. But I'm shooting this beer guy. And sure enough, he ends my game, right? Fuck. So those guys, that's why I'd say, if Wargaming eliminated the game, maybe I could play it with any tank, and have a reasonable chance and have some fun. But Wargame is not going to remove the name for one guy, that's fucking for sure. One guy who's critical of them and calls out their bullshit on there. While these fucking WCs do nothing but kiss their ass. It drives me bonkers. But I thought that was pretty funny from Klaus. Just get in a SPG, fire at the choke points or where all the guys congregate. Except the beer's on your team. Of course, I didn't say that. I'm on the console version. The console artillery players, they know who to shoot. They frickin' know who to shoot, man. The good ones. They're reading names. They know who the most dangerous. If you take this guy out, the rest of them are a piece of cake. And sure enough, in the majority of cases, they're absolutely right. Like I say many times in my videos, I fucking hate artillery. I hate them. It's no skill whatsoever. But those guys are not dumb. The good ones, they know. They know, man. I tried switching to the European server to try and get a little bit of a break from getting constantly attacked by artillery. That lasted about less than a week. I think it lasted about 5-6 days. And those guys glued in to my name there too. And it ended up being just like it was on the North American server for me. Me getting targeted to the point where, fucking unplayable. Anyhow, guys, thought that was what Klaus had to say about SPGs. If you want to improve the fun factor, just sit at the back and your win rate suddenly jumps up. And if you also want your win rate and your fun factor to jump up, fire the gun, but remember to fire premium rounds. Then Wargaming takes it seriously. And they say, hey, this guy wants to win. Let's make sure he wins more often than he loses. Anyhow, guys, I hope you thought that. I just thought it was funny, what Klaus was saying, and thought I'd pass it along to you guys. And thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for putting up with me again. Appreciate it.